Hello, I'm Doug Labor, and I'd like to welcome you to my 2024 Steamboat Springs Real Estate Market Report and 2025 forecast. For those of you who may not know me, I've been in the resort real estate business for 43 years, have held executive level real estate positions for several major ski resorts, including Steamboat, and for the last 8 as general manager for the largest brokerage in town. Then in 2024, I opened Slifer Smith and Frampton's new real estate office in Steamboat Springs. I've actually had several associates ask, Doug, why would you want to do something like that? After all, aren't you ready to retire? Well, I still have fun at what I do. I've always enjoyed a challenge. And although Slifer is not well known yet in Steamboat, they are well respected in the areas of Colorado where they practice, and I know with hard work, we can make Steamboat a better real estate market. And here are a few reasons why. Slifer Smith and Frampton began in Vail in 1962 and has since grown into Colorado's leading independent real estate firm with a trusted network of over 250 brokers and 100 dedicated team members. While deeply rooted in the Colorado Rockies, Slifer's influence reaches far beyond. As a founding member of Forbes Global Properties and through key affiliations with Luxury Portfolio International and leading real estate companies of the world, Slifer blends a local expertise with a powerful global network. With 33 offices spanning the Front Range, Roaring Fork Valley, Summit County, and now Steamboat, the firm connects the world's most qualified buyers and sellers to luxury properties across the globe. What makes Slifer number one? A steadfast commitment to the same values that built the company from the start: integrity, expertise, and a deep love for the communities they serve. These are a few of the reasons I'm here. And although I changed brokerages, I'm still at my same location downtown. This presentation will include taking deep dives into the market from the following outline: listings, transactions, absorption rate, dollar volume, pricing, market balance, days on market, a brief look at property types, and then we'll look at some of the most active geographic areas and see which ones are hot and which ones are not. Look at the affordable and luxury markets, see what factors affected our market in 2024, and identify some of the bigger disruptors we're expecting to see in 2025. Then we'll put that all together and come up with predictions for this year. All pretty exciting stuff. So let's get this party started by looking at the market from a supply or listings perspective. This graph represents listings posted by the Steamboat Springs Multiple Listing Service, which covers all of Routt County and can spill over into neighboring counties and even into Wyoming. As you can see from this graph, which dates all the way back to 1995, the lowest number of listings was in 2005 with only 1,034 listings. But in 5 short years, that number nearly tripled to over 3,000 in 2010. And as you can see over the last 4 years, listing supply drastically dropped, hitting a near record 30-year low in 2023 of 1,211. I'm happy to report 2024 stopped that slide, rebounding 2024 by 15% to 1,389. Now let's take a look at transactions or demand. Well, 2024 certainly didn't break a record here. In fact, the 911 sales was about the middle of the pack and a slight decline from 2023. Kind of surprising from the increase of listings 2024 produced. The relationship between listings and transactions, or supply and demand, is called the absorption rate and is a barometer on how many listings are purchased or absorbed by the market over a given time frame. This is an important dynamic to measure, and in a few slides, we'll be putting it to good use. An absorption rate of 100% would mean for every property that came on the market, one would sell. Past absorption rate records include a high of 146% in 2005, showing supply far outpaced market demand, and a low in 2009 of 16%, where the number of listings far outnumbered transactions. Or in this case, for every one sale, nearly 6 listings would hit market. In 2024, the absorption rate was 66%, a 16% drop from 2023. The absorption rate is an important barometer for market health. And now on to dollar volume. Oh my, have times changed. Back in 1995, the Steamboat Springs MLS posted a little over 114 million transaction dollars for the entire year, which is what the MLS had in the first 36 days of 2024. 2021 still holds the record with over $1.6 billion of sales volume. The $1.28 billion of sales volume was a 24% improvement over 2023. So how did all this activity affect prices? Well, 2024 broke an all-time MLS record for average price at $1.4 million, a substantial 28% jump. The median price for properties sold in 2024 was $835,000, 13% gain over 2023, a new MLS record. While viewing this report, you'll see I use both average data and median data, and it's important to know the difference. Average is calculated by adding the individual scores and dividing by the total number of points, whereas the median is calculated by determining the point where half the scores are higher and half are lower. Median data is seen as a more accurate measure than average. That's because the average data can be skewed by the inclusion of a few high or low entries, which would drag the average much higher than reality. This chart represents annual average versus median prices for all properties sold in the Steamboat Springs MLS from 2006 to 2024. A trend line is also shown for the two categories as dotted lines. This shows average prices have increased at a compounded rate of 6.87% per year over the past 18 years. Median prices have increased slightly less at 6.53%, and the overall average is 6.7%. After doing this report for several years, I always thought about what the sweet spot was for listings and sales. And I think I finally figured out a method to satisfy my analytical madness. As explained earlier, absorption rate is the relationship between supply and demand. So what is the optimum supply-demand dynamic for the Steamboat Springs real estate market? The key is to identify occurrences in the market where there is a balance of fair market appreciation for sellers and a fair price for buyers. And here's what we're going to use to make the determination. Okay, so this graph represents a 30-year analysis of absorption rates shown in red and average sales prices shown in green in the Steamboat Springs real estate market. The dashed blue line represents an ideal appreciation rate of 6.7%, which is derived from the average of both median and average price appreciation for residential sales. Here are some key findings. Two periods closely followed the ideal appreciation rate of 6.7%. 1996 to 2005, where absorption rates averaged between 46% and 148%, though the 148% spike, which was a record year, and the 91% rate in 2004 were considered anomalies and excluded from standard deviations. 2014 to 2019, absorption rates were between 48% and 67%, aligning closely with the 6.7% appreciation trend. There was an anomaly in 2024 where a spike in average sales price occurred due to a significant increase in luxury home sales, a trend explored further in later slides. In our conclusion, historically, when absorption rates range between 47% and 67%, property values experience stable and sustainable growth at 6.7% annually. From a market perspective, these were times when transactions felt more balanced and real estate dealings were more enjoyable for buyers, sellers, and brokers alike. We'll now look at days on market, which will help give buyers and sellers an indication of how long it'll take a property to sell. The record high for days on market since 2006 was 110 in 2010, and the fewest was in 2022, where it only took a median of 13 days to sell. And it took around a month for a property to sell in 2024. To summarize listing, transaction, and dollar volume results for 2024, the market posted the third highest dollar volume amount, second lowest number of listings, and 14th highest number of sales. If you're interested in looking at this property from a quarterly standpoint, a short study shows how seasonal our market is, with the first quarter typically being the least active, followed by the fourth quarter as the second slowest. The second quarter is the second most active, but has been known sometimes to switch with the third quarter of the year, which is typically our most active time. Going back 30 years or 120 quarters, the first quarter of 2024 posted the highest average price at nearly 1.7 million, and also the 27th lowest quarter for the MLS in transactions. Although 2024 had a decent number of listings, the last quarter posted the second lowest number of properties coming on the market at only 222, giving us a low number entering 2025. And looking at a closer in year-over-year change from 2023 to 2024, this table highlights the 6 key market indicators and denotes those considering having positive movement in green and negative in red. As you can see, we have an even split of 3 aside. Listings, which the market has been needing for quite some time, finally increased over the prior year by 15%. Transactions dipped 3%, although dollar volume increased an amazing 24%. Absorption rate dropped 16%, while median price increased 13%. Days on market also went up by 21%. Now let's look at property types and see what were the biggest shifts in our market last year. Condo transactions had a nice rebound, assisted by an increase in listings to 32% over last year. Single-family homes increased by 5%, yet townhome sales dropped 7%, and land stayed relatively flat. Now let's look at what's happening in the market from a geographic standpoint. Transactions within the town limits of Steamboat typically take the lion's share in our MLS, where Steamboat captured 60% of the overall MLS transactions. Stagecoach had 12%, North Route, including Steamboat Lake and the Elk River area, captured 9%. The town of Hayden picked up 7%. The South Valley, and home to some of our most expensive real estate in the market, was at 6%. The South Route communities of Oak Creek, Yampa, Phippsburg, and Taponas got 4%, and rural areas north, south, and west of Hayden picked up 2% of all sales. Stagecoach caught a bit of attention this year with news of the dormant ski area and surrounding lands possibly being purchased by Discovery Land Company, with plans to redevelop the ski area along with 613 housing units, potential golf course, and other amenities over 5,000 acres for a private club called Stagecoach Mountain Ranch. Stagecoach is about 21 miles south of Steamboat. Most likely from lack of supply from owners now holding onto their properties and waiting to find out what is happening with Stagecoach Mountain Ranch, both single-family homes and land sales dropped 12%. Townhome sales increased from 6 to 9, and condo sales kept steady with 2023 at 4. Median home prices remained unchanged at $912,000. Townhomes went up 4%, condos 18%, and prices for land, which Stagecoach has had a generous supply, increased 4%. This is an area where land prices are as low as $10,000, making an attractive way to invest in the real estate market. Although median price gives an overall price point, dollar per square foot is more of a telling number for value. It represents a common denominator basis for what a square foot of property would cost, dependent upon its size and location, and is more respected by real estate practitioners. Stagecoach homes fetched a median price of $430 a square foot, townhomes at $365 per square foot, and condos slightly higher at $370. Overall, Stagecoach property values increased 5% from 2023. I'd also like to mention the reason there's a break in the lines on any of the following graphs is because no sales have occurred for that category that year. And when you see a dot instead of a line, that means at least one sale occurred that year, but no sales occurred the prior or following year. Now let's head west of Steamboat to the town of Hayden. Land sales almost doubled, up 86% from last year. Single-family homes dropped by 24%, townhomes dropped by 17%, and condos doubled from one sale to two. Although home sales dropped 24%, median prices increased 19% due to low inventory. Condo prices went up 25%, and land prices dropped 26%. And on a dollar per square foot basis, single family homes increased 15% to $338. Townhomes increased 12% to $332 a square foot, and condos dropped slightly to $303 a square foot. Overall, the residential market was up 6%. Now going north to Steamboat Lake and the towns of Hans Peak, Columbine, and Clark. Single-family sales increased 18%. Two townhomes sold, and the number of land sales dropped for the fourth year in a row to 29 or 28% from 2023. Median prices for single-family homes took a sizable drop by 21% in 2024 to $1.2 million. The median price for a townhome came in at $270,000, a 74% dip, and land, which dropped 22% to a $205,000 median price. However, as we were talking about the importance of using dollar per square foot as a means to determine actual property value of residential properties, and dollar per square foot values remained relatively flat from a 1% drop from $519. The discrepancy was the properties that sold in 2023 were larger than those in 2024, so the relative price of a square foot of property in North Routt remained unchanged. Townhome values, however, did drop significantly. Now we're going to head to the South Routt area and the communities of Oak Creek, Yampa, and Phippsburg. After 4 straight years of declining sales of single-family homes, 2024 saw a nice 32% increase in activity. There were 8 land sales matching what was done in 2023. The median price of a single-family home in South Routt was $430,000 in 2024, while land prices hovered at $87,500. Of the 25 single-family home sales in these communities in 2024, collectively they had an 11% gain over 2023. If you're a buyer looking for a home in either Hayden to the west or Oak Creek or the other communities to the south, you'll find prices are going to be relatively similar, for you may recall the median dollar per square foot value for a home in Hayden was $338. Now looking to the glorious South Valley, which includes the high-end neighborhoods of Catamount, Alpine Mountain Ranch, Crease Creek, Sydney Peak, and Dakota Ridge. After taking a big dive in single-family home sales last year, 2024 rebounded nicely with an 86% increase. Land sales also saw a nice recovery with a 33% increase. South Valley single-family home median prices also saw a healthy gain to over $3.8 million, or 52% from 2023. Townhome prices dropped 2/3, for there was only one, and it was not in one of the high-end developments that happened last year. Land prices in this area nearly doubled to $1.752 million. The only condo development in this area is the Timbers, which is located on Rabbit Ears Pass. It enjoyed a 16% increase in dollar per square foot values to $591. Single-family home values jumped 31% to $931 a foot, and the sold townhome sale was right at $500 a square foot. And finally, arriving to Steamboat Springs, along with the 3 neighboring west subdivisions of Steamboat 2, Heritage Park, and Silver Spur. Of the 4 different property types, condominiums are the most actively traded property in Steamboat. 2024 sales made up some lost ground from the 4 prior years, with a 32% increase from last year, or 248 sales. Year-over-year single-family home sales were relatively flat at 119. Townhome sales dropped 7%, but land sales increased 25% to 30 for the year. Overall, there were 492 transactions, representing a solid increase of 13%. 2024 broke a market barrier, with the median price of a single-family home in Steamboat exceeding the $2 million mark. That was a 19% increase from 2023. A somewhat similar barrier was also shattered with land values, with the median price reaching over the $1 million mark to $50,000. Townhomes increased slightly by 4% to $1.3 million, and condos increased 2% to $825,000. Overall, one could say 2024 residential property values in Steamboat increased 10%. Condos saw a 9% gain, and single-family homes and townhomes each saw a 10% gain. Now let's take a look at the introductory market, or the most affordable 15% of the market, specifically in Steamboat Springs. This chart breaks down the three residential property types of condominiums, townhomes, and single-family homes, and median prices every 4 years back in time from 2024 to 2008. In 2024, the median price of an affordable condominium in Steamboat was $450,000. 4 years earlier, in 2020, it was $249,000. Or over a 4 year period, the most affordable condo in Steamboat went up an amazing 81% or 20% per year. An affordable townhome is now $525,000, and affordable single family homes at $1,190,000. At the bottom of the Great Recession in 2012, condos were at $74,950, townhomes $127,500, and single-family homes at only $271,400. And now onto the luxury market. When defining what is luxury in Steamboat, we'll consider the top 15% of sales price. In 4 years, luxury condos nearly tripled from $890,000 in 2020 to $2.6 million in 2024. And this is without any new projects coming on board. The top 15% of townhomes went from 1.75 million to nearly 3 million, and single family homes went from 2.7 million to over 5. When the market crashed in 2007, many experts said sizes of luxury homes would become smaller. Steamboat data shows little has changed in that category. Dollar per square foot values for two of the three residential property types have increased, with condos leading the price point at $1,297 a foot, or a 14% increase. Homes hit over $1,000 a square foot and a healthy 26% bump. But townhomes took a slight 9% drop in 2024 to $835 a square foot. Although buyers had little trouble coming up with more money in 2024 to buy a luxury home, it took them a little longer for the decision, going from 19 to 74 days. Condos and townhomes had steady at 21. So what market factors are going to affect the market in 2025? Foreclosures, which were commonplace from 2009 to 2014, are now no consequence. In fact, there were only 6 notices of election and demand filed in all of Route County in 2024, which was the second lowest dating back as far as 1998. 2021 posted the fewest at 3. The high mark was in 2010 with 324, and we certainly don't hope that number will be seen again. And it won't be short-term rentals either. The dust has finally settled for the public as well as the city have mostly figured out how the process works and what properties come with the right to short-term rent and those that do not. Since the market crash of 2007, new development has been scarce, with only a few projects making it to completion. However, in recent years, demand has surged back, and as we've seen, Limited supply has been the key driver behind the double-digit appreciation rates in the market. The good news? New projects are finally on the horizon. Over the next few years, several developments are in the pipeline, promising to bring much-needed inventory back to the market. Up next, you'll find a quick rundown of the most notable projects, those already under construction and others set to break ground within the next year or two. The Amble is a beautiful condominium project being developed by Slifer Smith and Frampton's sister company, East West Partners. It's now under construction and located next to the Steamboat Grand in the ski village. As of this report, 14 of the 42 condominiums are already under contract. Prices range from $1.7 million for a one-bedroom residence to $7.7 million for a two-story, 2,800 square foot top floor penthouse. The Stockman is located at the former Thunderhead Lodge site alongside Right-of-Way Ski Run and in the center of Ski Time Square. This project is planned to be a luxury five-star hotel and residence. It'll include 184 condos, 41 hotel rooms, substantial amenities including restaurant, bar, commercial space, swimming pool, and underground parking. Just a few blocks from the slopes, Village Drive Townhomes is nearing completion and consists of 7 townhomes. Yampa Valley Housing Authority is constructing 86 deed-restricted condominiums. Known as the Cottonwoods and located near the Mid-Valley Commercial Center, it will feature 1, 2, and 3-bedroom units with completion in the spring of 2026. On the west end of town, Base Camp Row consists of 27 3- and 4-bedroom townhomes. The first phase of 7 will be completed in spring of 2025. Prices range from $1,400,000 to $1,525,000, and all are around $750 per square foot. Crawford Square is a 6-unit townhome project perched just above Ski Time Square. All homes have 4 bedrooms and range in size from 3,600 square feet to a little over 5,000 square feet. Walking distance to the slopes and prices range from $7.1 million to $9.5 million. Completion is expected to be mid-2025. The Glen is in the west side of town and will consist of 130 detached homes and 30 townhomes, with prices starting at $1,372,000. The Astrid, one of the largest undeveloped parcels left in the ski village, was originally approved for 63 units and located next to Edgemont condominiums. However, the developer may be reducing density to meet new city regulations. Construction could start in the spring of 2025 with 4 horizontal townhomes selling at approximately $2,400 a square foot. Tailwaters is also a mixed unit project, but near the Stagecoach Reservoir, and will consist of 90 single family home sites, 66 duplex sites, 44 townhomes, and a small commercial area. One of the more exciting proposals on the drawing board is the redevelopment of the Stagecoach ski area. Stagecoach Mountain Ranch will be a private 5,000-acre luxury resort developed by Discovery Land Company, developers of the Yellowstone Club in Montana, along with numerous other quality resorts around the world. Plans include a ski area, commercial core, 615 residences, and potential golf course. There is no doubt one of Steamboat's greatest assets is its signature champagne powder. But from a real estate perspective, what has made our real estate most attractive is our value. Although our prices have increased, so have values at other resorts, and we remain one of the most affordable, top-tier ski resorts in the Colorado Rockies. So that's the local perspective. But what factors are going to influence our real estate market from a national or even international level? There are two. Interest rates do play a role in our market, but perhaps not as great as one may think. They certainly affect the introductory market, but overall, slightly less than half of all real estate transactions in Route County are financed. According to 5 experts closely tied to the lending industry, interest rates in 2025 are expected to decrease, ranging anywhere from 5.8% to just below 7%. If you're a buyer holding out for lower rates, here's something to consider. For every 1% drop in interest rates, an estimated 5 million additional buyers enter the market. This means more competition for properties, potentially driving up prices and making it harder to secure the home you want. A smarter strategy? Instead of waiting, consider purchasing now or when the right property becomes available, then refinance later if or when rates improve. This approach allows you to lock in your home before competition intensifies while keeping the door open for better financing options in the future. This graph gives a little bit more insight about our particular market, where it shows that interest rates do not necessarily affect our absorption rate. However, the stock market has a huge effect in this very telling graphic. As the stock market goes, so goes Steamboat's absorption rate. They're nearly identical until COVID hit, indicating a change just may be on the horizon. What is Doug's crystal ball saying for 2025? If you've ever explored my website, you may have come across my buy-sell market indicators page, which is located under the Insights drop-down menu. This page provides real-time data analyzing 11 key market indicators to determine whether we're in a buyer's or seller's market. For the first time in several years, the data now suggests a slight buyer's advantage for single-family homes. This shift could represent new opportunities for buyers looking to enter the market under more favorable conditions. Stay tuned for further insights as the market continues to evolve. I love this chart. It shows just how crazy the market changed from COVID. It compares residential median dollar per square foot values for Steamboat Springs and the rate of appreciation from the prior year. Values increased 36% from 2020 to 2021, but have tempered to only 7% in 2024, which is that ideal appreciation rate identified earlier in this presentation. You may also recall the 2024 absorption rate was 66%, meeting another data point of more reasonable and balanced supply-demand ratios. Looking at historic market trends and potential disruptors, the market appears to be entering a new cycle, one that suggests a gradual normalization is coming soon. As far as further thoughts with my predictions, regarding listings, expect them to increase by 8% to around 1,500 this year, primarily due to new projects coming online. And for transactions, anticipate a 12% increase as buyers seek more affordable options in existing inventory rather than higher priced new developments. And for the all-important absorption rate, look for a slight rise to 68% as demand remains steady. For the luxury market, some high-end buyers may hold off on existing inventory purchases in favor of upcoming new developments, delaying closings until 2026 or later. And as far as dollar volume goes, expect this number to drop to $1.3 billion, reflecting the shift in luxury sales timing. As for the big picture, well, Steamboat remains a highly desirable place to live, offering a Western lifestyle that thrives year-round. With advancements in remote work, more people are realizing that they can live and work in paradise, a trend that will continue shaping the market for years to come. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. This is a small glimpse of the market insight and expertise my clients rely on every day. Whether you're buying or selling in luxury or affordable markets, you can count on my deep understanding of the market and ensure you're also knowledgeable and not paying too much or selling too low. I'll be with you every step of the way and always negotiating in your best interests. With 43 years of experience, you'll have personalized, invaluable service tailored to your unique needs. So give me a call. I'd love to help.